feel the power of you controlling your breathing right now, in this moment. Here, in the present, the greatest gift you have, that we have. That power, that determination that's in you, in everyone, it's the same power we use to control our minds, one thought at a time, one breath at a time. Here we are, another beautiful day in the gym of life. Life, the greatest teacher of all. And you get to learn from it every single day, every single moment. No matter how young you are, how old you are, no matter what you look like, how different you are, we are one. We are the same in one fundamental way. One truthful way. We were born to win, to be happy, to be as we were born. So let's see ourselves today. Determination, let's see ourselves determining to do our best on whatever exercise and stretches we do, the way we move our bodies today in this moment we have together. Do it to the best of our ability by simply being.
In the house tonight, everybody just have a good time, and we gon' make you lose your mind. Everybody just have a good time. Party rock is in the house tonight. Everybody just have a good time, and we gon' make you lose your mind. We just wanna see you shake that.
Looking for your girl, she on my jock, Now stop when we in the spot. Booty moving weight like she on the block. With a drink, I got to know. Top jeans tattoo, cause I'm rock and roll. Half black, half white, diamond now. Gang of money, open up.
Yo, I'm running through these halls like Drano. I got that devilish flow, rock and roll, no halo. We party rock. Yeah, that's the crew that I'm repping on a rise to the top. No lead in our Zeppelin. Hey,
party rock is in the house tonight. Woo! Everybody just have a good time.
Yeah,
and we gon' make you lose your mind. Everybody just have a good time.
let's go.
Party rock is in the house tonight. Everybody just have a good time.
Feel it,
and we gon' make you lose your mind. We just wanna see you shake that.
Good morning, guys. Top 10 rules for success today. Warren Buffett is summarizing his top 10 rules, and I want to share with you his rule number 4, which is simply read, read, read. This is the greatest investor in the world, and I would argue one of the greatest human beings in the world, a philanthropist, a guy with a great philosophy, and he's saying he
he reads 5 to 6 hours a day minimum in total of all the things that he reads. He's a voracious reader. Now, some of you might be thinking, I don't even want to read one book. I've heard that from many of my friends. My friends, sometimes, I'll talk to them, I'm telling them I'm writing a book, and they're like, you know what, Nick, I don't read books, but I'll read yours. And, it makes me laugh, and it's kind of flattering, but it's sad for me because I think you have the ability to do it. And when you start doing it, you get into the minds of great people like yourself, like all of us, and we start to think differently and expand our mind. So read, read, read. Have a great day, everybody.
Henri, Messi, Ronaldinho, Messi. Wonderful. The tantalising trident does it again.
Beat back those fears. I've got 4 big ideas for you, and you're gonna love them. Number 1, and you're gonna hate this one, but I'll make sure you like the rest. Number 1, stop thinking the reason you are not getting ahead has anything whatsoever to do with fear. Fear gets too much play in our lives. We're always going to it. We're always blaming it. Oh, it's fear. Fear held me back. Well, I'm worried about this, so I stopped. And you know what it is? It's a grand lie that's been perpetuated by society. It's a huge lie. Because look, fear, real fear, physical fear especially, is there's an external threat that's imminent and it's in your face. That's fear. Everything else is a self-contrived story that we tell ourselves. And we need to realize that most fear is just bad management of our minds. But we allow ourselves to loop it. What happens if you don't know it psychologically what's happening? Fear is really just saying, what if, followed by a negative statement. What if she rejects me? What if they don't give me the promotion I ask? What if I fail? What if they make fun of me? What if I lose everything I worked so hard for? What if, followed by a negative statement? I have a question for you though. What if you started focusing more in your life on the what ifs followed by a positive statement? What if she says yes? What if I get what I finally deserve? What if I can grow this business? What if I can accomplish that? What if I believed in myself again? And you started stewing on the positive as much as you stewed on that old negative. It would change your story. It would change how you feel about yourself. Fear is usually not the thing holding people back. What's usually holding them back is a connection with something more important than fear. Let me say it again. Fear is not usually what's holding people back. What's holding them back is a lack of connection with something that's bigger than fear, right? I mean, how does a soldier run into harm's way? How does a firefighter run into the burning building? It's not that they're not fear, right? There is always going to be fear when you're doing something where there might be risk. But instead, the soldier is attached to his mission, his commitment, his pledge to his country, something bigger than the fear and himself. The firefighter runs into the building, he's still afraid. He or she runs in that building because they have a bigger commitment to serve people and save people that's bigger than their fear. If you're not doing something, don't blame fear. Realize that you're lacking a connection to something that's bigger than the fear. Something that you care about more than your insecurity, your worry, your negative what ifs. And so that's what the heroes do. The firefighter said, what if I could save lives? The soldier said, what if I could serve my country? The executive who finally tried that big, bold, crazy idea said, not what if this turns out badly, what if this is innovative, changes the game, serves our customers better? The woman who finally talked to her husband about that thing that's bothering her so long, instead of saying, well, what if he's a jerk? She said, well, he's probably going to be a jerk, but what if I finally move him this time? They allowed themselves to believe. She said, what if he finally changes? And she got over her fears because she said, I care about our relationship and our future more than how scared I am to say something that's vulnerable. You follow? Stop blaming the fear, my friend. This was a big thing for me. I stopped, you know what? I probably started shooting videos about 2 years after I should have, because I thought, well, what if they make fun of me? What if no one watches them? You know, I wasn't a good communicator. This, like I'm doing now, I don't have a teleprompter. I have a couple bullet points in front of me. I'm teaching you from my life, from my experience of serving millions of people around the world. I didn't have that ability before. So I sat there for years, worried and not ready to start. And it was too unfortunate. I mean, I wish I'd started earlier. But back then it was, well, what if it doesn't work? What if this is stupid? And then finally I said, you know what? This isn't fear. There's no fear preventing me from going around and pressing the red button on that camera. There is no fear. There's no fear there. There's a story there. There's a what if followed by a negative statement there. But there's no fear. There is no Lian between me and the video camera. It's my own self stopping me. It's my own lack of commitment to something bigger than that red button. Stop telling yourself it's fear, my friend, and that will change everything in your life. Number 2, and this is huge, huge, huge. If you don't believe anything I just said, then fine. Get a piece of paper and write down the real fears. Write them down. I want you to think of the dream that you have, the ambition, the goal, and any reason that you think you've been stopping, write down why. Okay, what would you have to go learn, do, or ask for in order to overcome that fear or that challenge? It's simple. You know, the biggest breakthrough sometimes for people's lives is when they write stuff down. Have you ever had that? You've been in a seminar and you're writing your journal and pow, the idea hits you. Or you're writing your journal at night, or you're typing your book, or you're doing something, and just by the act of expression or capturing, you find your answers. So if I'm talking to you, it's just not hitting, that's okay. Take that time and you'll find your own answers. When you say, I want this, but this is stopping me, and then you take that next step to say, okay, here's what I should do to address, learn, re-equip, ask for help to address that challenge, then guess what happens? You usually do. Third big idea from there, you know what? Fear tends to dissipate with daily action. Fear tends to dissipate with daily action. So I'd love you to do this. All I want you to do is take 3 steps a day. Accomplish 3 goals a day. I know sometimes in your life when it's really difficult. I mean, I remember when in my life when I was seriously depressed and suicidal as a young man in college after my girlfriend broke up with me. I mean, you know what? A goal for the day might be something as big as take a shower. Literally, that might have been it. Take a shower, eat some food, talk to a friend. That sometimes when you're there, that's all it takes. But you can do those 3 things. When you're uber successful now and you're breaking through, it might be call that person who you've been waiting to call and ask for something from. Shoot that video, create that product, invent that thing, tell those people to stop, ask for help, whatever it is. Find 3 things that you can do every day that's appropriate for where you're at in your life and just do them. Because you know what? Momentum beats the pants out of fear. The more momentum in your life, you get what we call in psychology the experience of the competence-confidence loop. Have you heard of that? The competence-confidence loop? It's a psychologically proven reality where the better you get or the more momentum you get, the more confidence. And the beauty is the more confidence you get, the more you'll try things and develop more knowledge, skill, and ability. Thus, more competence. And the more competence, confidence, the more confidence. These things grow together. And all of a sudden, fear isn't such a thing anymore because you know what? You've gotten through things before. You've broken through things before. And because you did that, things change. And here's the last big idea. What's something crazy that you could aspire to or want? Crazy. When you looked at your goals, was there anything on those goals that were crazy, totally out of reach? You were like, no way, don't know how, can't do that. Were there anything like that? I want you to find those things. I want you to write that thing down. Here's 3 big crazy things I want in my life. Then I also want you to write, here's the fear I would have if I chased those or I accomplished those. 3 big fears of if I chased it or accomplished it. Because sometimes It's not just the fears we have today, it's we're thinking we're going to have fear tomorrow. Well, if I go for that dream, then these things I might have fears later on. Identify those and create an action plan for those too. Because you know what? The more you think about your fears, the more you realize they're silly. The more you realize those worst case scenarios almost never happen. And the more you realize you deserve something beyond them. You don't deserve to live a life trapped by fear. That cage of fear can only be rattled by you, only be broken by you, only be broken by your mind expanding into new possibilities for yourself and you taking new daily actions. It's okay to think crazy once in a while. I want something crazy and big, and it's a big goal, and I don't know how I'm going to do it. Don't let fear stop you. Get committed to what you want. Set those daily actions and quit making the excuses that it's fear, my friend. It will be the biggest breakthrough you ever have in your life.
Are you ready to bubble? Everybody bubbling, everybody bubble, bubble, bubbling, 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 everybody bubbling, everybody bubble, bubble, bubbling, 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 everybody bubbling, everybody bubble, bubble, bubbling, 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 everybody bubbling, everybody bubble, bubble, bubbling, bubbling, everybody bubbling, everybody bubble, bubble, bubbling, 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 bubbling, dance all night, we go dance all night. Yo, are you ready to bubble? Dance all night, we go dance all night. Ha ha, we want to see ya. Dance all night, we go dance all night. Dance all, dance all, dance all, dance. All right, y'all. Are you ready to bubble? Bubbling, everybody bubbling, everybody bubble, bubble, bubbling, 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 everybody bubbling, everybody bubble, bubble, bubbling, 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 everybody bubbling, everybody bubble, bubble, bubbling, bubbling, everybody bubbling, little bubble, bubble, bubbling, bubbling, everybody bubbling, everybody bubble, bubble, bubbling, 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 everybody bubbling, everybody bubble, bubble, bubbling, 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 everybody bubbling, everybody bubble, bubble, bubbling, 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 everybody bubbling, little bubble, bubbling, yo. Bubbly, 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 bum bum bum, 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 bubbly, 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 bum bubble, bubble, bubble. All right, make way when you see me pass through, and they come with me too. You don't know what to do. Drinks up, hands up, everything in the air. Everybody done young, there's a party over here. That's right, we drink just bubbling. Watch how we wine while the DJ juggling. He got the whole dance floor just bubbling. Champagne bottle just popping. We going all night, just tonight we not stopping. Let's party hard tonight. So going non-stop until the sunlight. We going non-stop until the sunlight. The club done full, only woman inside. It's a good night to get we head tight. It's a good night to get we head tight. Couple up this party going for a fine. Green drinks, we don't care, we go down.
Vamos a ver lo que hace Tevez ahí ante Cichero. Tiene que jugar atrás Messi. Messi que dispara. ¡Gol!
Good morning, guys. 95 to 98% of us go through our lives in a state called drifting. And what drifting is a state of mind, really. It can be a negative state of mind, or it can just be a state of mind where we're really not living our why. Why do we really do what we do? So once we are aware of that, and once we acknowledge that we are meant for more than that, we're the only ones in nature that can drift. Every other creature, every other part of nature has a definite purpose, a why for what it does. So human beings are the only ones. So it all goes back to, again, finding your one word, or finding what it is that is bigger than just you, that can drive you each and every single day to get up and do what you want to do. You got to ask yourself why. Why do you do what you do? Don't worry about the how. The how can seem insurmountable, but the why, that's your aim, your target. Have a great day, everybody.
I like trying to figure out how do I make $2,000 a month, $2,000 a month
Only 2,000?
per client. If you could make $2,000 a month per client, or you have, basically $8,000 coming in every month, you basically have a six-figure business. So then it becomes, okay, what do I sell for $2,000 a month? This is what I did with Jeremy, I did it with Zach, I did it with Drew, I did it this is my model when I invest in entrepreneurs, like YouTube consulting.
Yeah.
We've done 3 businesses now, Podcast Builders, another business on.
Right.
Became 6, 7-figure businesses. Is the starting point is at least $2,000 a month, and that gets you 2 calls per month. I'm telling them I want you at the $500 an hour plus range.
Oh, okay.
All right, so here with Jing as part of our mastermind, and as part of that, we do a one-on-one. So welcome. What's on your mind? How can I help?
Thank you. I have this Chinese and English channel, and I was OB/GYN doctor in China, and I took nursing. And for the past 5 years, I've been really, really working on, preparing myself to become a psychiatrist in Canada, because mental health and holistic care is very important, right? And I came from China, and there's only 1.6 billion people, right? And a lot of needs there in mental health and holistic health. So I was just wondering, with the 2 channel, Chinese and English, you're really good at, YouTube and channel building, brand making and all that. So I was just wondering, do you have any suggestion? Because I have so many trainings, functional medicine, functional psychiatry, Dr. David Burns, team therapy, and also Dr. Daniel Amen's brain coach, and, trauma therapy. That's one of the big with Judy Crane, which is one of the best trauma therapists in the States. So many directions that I can go, right? And also I hired 2 group of Chinese business consultants, Evelina and Chelsea. So they're helping me with the Chinese marketing and products and business model and top-down design. But from your Canadian perspective or North American perspective, what's your suggestion, or, what's your steps for me to do?
So where do you see the market for making money? Are you going to make money faster with the English market or the Chinese market?
That's a good question. So there are 2 international organizations right now with the trauma therapy. They're very eager to work with me, and they're all English. One is Canadian, the other one is American, right? So I really want people to have this education in complex trauma therapy. And Tim Fletcher is an organization that they help people over 112 countries. And they have a LIFT program for the trauma therapy. And also the other one is the International Trauma Recovery Association. So they have very good program to train people to become the trauma recovery specialist and the coach. So the Chinese consultant kind of helped me with the Chinese products, but at the same time, I have a full-time job with the government. I'm taking care of my dad who has Alzheimer's. So I don't want to take on too much. At the same time, I do want to help the English-speaking organization to promote in Chinese population. At the same time, I want to make it available for Chinese population in Chinese too. I would say both, because the needs is so great, right?
So here's always a challenge at the beginning. It's you have a giant mission, right? It's
Right.
huge.
Right.
Mental health.
Right.
In English and Chinese.
Trauma
right?
therapy, complex trauma. Yeah.
But sure, trauma therapy in English and
Still big.
Chinese, it's giant.
Right. Right.
Giant. So there's so many things that you could do.
Right.
What most people get wrong is just the sequence. So the steps.
Yeah. I
And
want the sequence.
In what order to do it in. So
Right.
ultimately, the goal is to do everything. But the path to be able to do everything is to do one thing,
Yes, to start.
right?
Stay focused.
Because if you try to do everything, nothing happens. Or it's all of these little tiny things. You do a little in Chinese and a little in English, and you're caring for your father,
Yeah.
and you still have your job, and all this other
Spread
stuff.
it too thin.
And then nothing ends up happening.
Right.
Little bits of all these things.
Yeah.
So ultimately, to accomplish your mission, you're going to need to be able to do this full time, and then you're going to need to have a team. So it's not just
Totally.
you doing everything, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
At the beginning, it's you part-time because you're doing other stuff, right? Great. So in our part-time hours, how do we get the most out of the few hours that you have every day? work on this to generate enough money that you can then leave the job
Right.
to then generate more money so you can hire a team to
Right.
then help you do the big thing.
Right. Right.
So we want to do everything. I love it. It's great. Yes.
Thank you.
And what's the market to go after that will pay you fastest inside your mission, not just like go get another job, but inside of what you want to do? Is it English market? Is it Chinese market? Is it selling a specific course or program or training or coaching? What's the thing that can generate the fastest revenue inside your mission so you can leave your job and do this full time?
So I would say probably start with the English market, because there's so many, like in my circle connection, the networking, there's so many Chinese, they're like top professional, right? Like since last year, I took this course, workshop with Eno Lee, who used to be the charge person for Bill Gates charity fund, right? So there are like 300 people that they're like top professionals in the States and in China, right? So I form a 200 people's group, and we do this charity talk each month with mental health and holistic health. So I would say start with the English program, Tim Fletcher, and also the Carey coaching with the International Trauma Recovery Association. They all have great English program, which is already kind of existing and working really well. So start this with the Chinese population, and then I started to build my Chinese curriculum in Chinese with these two organizations.
Okay, so, to leave your job, you have to make a certain amount of money every
Right.
month and have it be consistent.
Right, to replace it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And be
Yeah.
consistent so that it's not like one good month and then
Yeah.
you have your time that you can sell coaching one-on-one and helping people, and then you have your programs that you can sell.
Yeah.
Is there anything else besides one-on-one and programs that you sell?
So even the one-on-one, there is this discovery kind of 30 minutes.
Okay, but it's
Kind
still
of.
one-on-one time.
Right.
Or programs.
Right.
Is there anything else that you're selling, or
That's
those are the
like,
two?
yeah, like the community, the membership, right? Like that's like 3 to start.
Okay, but
Yeah.
the membership is part of the program,
Yeah.
or no?
Yeah.
If I buy your program, I'm part of the membership.
Yeah. So it can be because with the high-end one-on-one coaching, that can include the courses too, right? And the membership.
Okay, so you have your bulk, which is membership and courses and programs, and then you have your one-on-one high-end clients.
Yeah. And also there's group coaching options too, right? With the courses.
Your fastest way is the high-end one-on-ones,
Okay.
because they'll pay
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
at the beginning,
That's one of the products. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
As you scale and grow, then group coaching is next, and then at scale. How much do you charge for a one-on-one session?
So there's this Chinese money,
Okay.
right? So that's about, I think, to start, because we want to test the market, right? I think it's only, I want to say maybe 3,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
In what? Canadian dollars, US dollars, Chinese dollars?
I think
Chinese,
we
it's not dollars.
right, yuan. Yeah. So US dollars.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. To make up $3,000 in membership is going to take a lot of people to sign up for the membership,
Right.
which you can do, but it requires more scale.
Oh, I see what you
Requires
mean.
more brand, more content, more effort.
Okay.
Ultimately, the membership, if you play this out over 3 years, you'll make more in the membership, because
Yeah.
there's only so many one-on-ones you can do.
Yeah, because of volume. Yeah.
Your time, right?
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
you give it, but at the beginning, if you have 10 people one-on-ones versus 30 people in your membership, you'll make more from the 10 people.
Yes, makes
one-on-ones.
sense. Yeah, got it.
So usually the start is I need to get one-on-ones,
Okay.
and I need to charge a good price.
Okay.
So that
Got it.
how many one-on-ones do you need consistently to leave the job?
So right now, like I don't want to leave my job yet because I really like it. But to answer your question, I want to say probably 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. But it's not 100.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So it's just 10.
Right.
So it's now, how do we get to 10 as quickly as possible?
Started to promote.
Well, yes, but like, okay, so we got our goal. Now we can work the strategy to get the goal. So it's like the first goal is I need to get to 10 one-on-one clients as quickly as possible.
Right.
From there, even if you keep your job and you have your 10, now you have a lot more money coming in
Right.
to hire a team.
Right.
You can keep
Exactly.
your job and then hire a team to help you do all the rest of it.
Yep.
But if it's you by yourself and like a little bit of help every now and then,
Yeah.
it becomes really hard to get anything really going.
Yeah, too much.
So first goal becomes, how do we get 10 one-on-ones? Okay. So not that the other stuff is not helpful, whatever, it's there, but we're not going to spend a ton of time on courses or programs or memberships yet.
Yeah.
One-on-ones.
Stay focused.
Focus on the one-on-ones.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Are we more likely to get the one-on-ones in English or in Chinese?
Probably Chinese.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you have connections to people?
Yeah, a lot of people that they're back home or here, but with the trauma therapy and complex trauma and even the medical field is more like the terminology, and it's easier that to speak the same language that we can connect, right?
Yeah. I mean, my
Yeah.
wife is Chinese.
Right.
I think the idea of going for trauma therapy is way more accepted or known in English than it is in Chinese. I don't think there's it's still a brand new thing in the Chinese culture.
Exactly.
You're gonna do what? Trauma therapy? They look at you like you're crazy.
Yeah. Exactly.
But you just need 10.
Yeah.
So you just need the 10 right people. So if the path is better in Chinese than in English to get your 10,
Yeah.
that becomes the focus.
Yeah.
So how do we get the 10 in Chinese? So do we already have enough partnerships and connections and people?
Yeah, that's the two groups of Chinese consultants that I hire. Evelina and Chelsea, their team in China.
Okay, and have they produced anything yet, or that's just starting?
So one I signed up in May and the other one is in August. So it has been like, the branding and the picture, professional shot and story and all that. Yeah, so it's starting.
Okay. So it's figuring out and not telling them, hey guys, like I want to get 10 clients at $3,000 to be coaching and helping and going through my trauma therapy process with them. And you can just do it over Zoom, helping people.
Yeah.
Like they're not going to come visit you in Canada.
You can do it virtually.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. And some may not want to and whatever, but again, you just need 10.
Yeah.
So you're having them help you, get some of the messaging out.
Yeah, with the Chinese population.
So then when
in
we
China.
go to content,
yeah,
there's also a lot of people here who speak Chinese, right? I mean,
right.
I don't have to tell you that.
Everywhere.
But like Chinese, getting YouTube content in China is hard because of all the blocking that they do.
Yeah.
But there's a giant Chinese population in North America who have budget, or their kids are watching for their parents who have budget, who can pay you, who would rather it be in their native tongue than in English, and probably not a lot of content even talking about it. Like complex trauma therapy, I don't know how many people are talking about that in English. I'm sure there's some people.
Tim
but
Fletcher.
in Chinese,
you're right.
Yeah, but how much is Tim Fletcher on YouTube making content? Is he consistent? Is he making
Oh,
regular...
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's one.
Has
Great.
been doing for the past 15, 20 years.
Great. Now you get to be a second voice, in that.
They're very eager to work with me to reach out to the Chinese population.
Dale a tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, que tu cuerpo para dar la alegría cosa buena. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, Macarena. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, que tu cuerpo para dar la alegría cosa buena. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, Macarena. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, que tu cuerpo para dar la alegría cosa buena. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, Macarena. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, que tu cuerpo para dar la alegría cosa buena. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, Macarena.
Con la pierna izquierda llama Messi. Gol.
Good morning, guys. Today, living, laughing, and loving our way to infinite mind health. I was laughing yesterday. I got to tell you, when I've started this journey in the new year of going on here and writing my book, trying to really help as many people as possible, I've had nothing but great comments, positive things, and it's just driven me more and more each day. It's allowed me to build my confidence and be where I am. But I got to be honest with you, there's been a couple of comments that weren't positive, they were negative, and a couple of them actually really made me laugh. And I thought, well, if we are going to go on this path to infinite mind wealth, which is that path of not letting anything bother us and nothing can take away our happiness, we got to be able to laugh. So, and not only laugh, just be empathetic towards the fact that there's other human beings out there that are still trying to find the positive in things. And that's the aim. So I want to share that with you. I was laughing at myself yesterday. I'm still laughing at myself, and I'm still going. Have a great day, everybody.
As soon as you are up every single day, number one, begin your day with gratitude. Don't just charge your phones, watches, tablets, or laptops the first thing in the morning. Charge yourself up as well with positivity that will last you all day. And the most powerful of all positive emotions that will make you feel empowered is gratitude. Because it forces you to shift your attention to your blessings than to your problems, which are anyways going to be an integral part of all of our lives. Second, resolve to have a positive vision. Nobody, including ourselves, is perfect. Everybody has a good and a not so good side to them. And the tendency of the mind is to look at the not so good side. Every morning, resolve that you'll try and look at the positive side of people and neglect or deal with the dark side. Because the more we focus on the negative, our mind becomes occupied with others' faults, ruining our work, our day, our peace, our joy, and even our relationships.
Need motivation?
Watch a top 10 with Believe Nation.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and I make these videos because I need them for me, because I want to wake up every day and watch a video that puts me in a mindset to believe in myself more and go off and accomplish amazing things and attack the day. And I hope that this video does that for you as well. So today, let's learn from one of the best, Gopal Das, and my take on his top 10 rules of success. Enjoy. Rule number 2 is focus on yourself.
You know, when I upgraded my career to be a life coach, I was an electrical engineer working with Hewlett-Packard. And here I was suddenly moving out of my white-collared Hewlett-Packard job to be a monk living in an ashram in a monastery, trying to be what's called as a life coach. And back then, nobody even knew that word really, you know. And I was wondering, so many of my friends who studied with me at university, who were with me at Hewlett-Packard, have gone way up there. You know, many of them are CEOs and directors of leading multinational corporations in the Silicon Valley. I was wondering, how am I going to cope with this fear of missing out? FOMO, you know? And here's what I learned as a monk from the ancient spiritual heritage of this country, India. I learned the art of focusing on myself and my self-development. The more my attention is focused on others, I'm always going to think of what I'm missing out. I'm missing out on the nice car he or she has. I'm missing out on the nice looks he or she has. I'm missing out on the nice vacation he or she has. When I focus on others, the only emotion I'll go through is, I am missing something in life. On the other hand, if I learn to focus on myself, I'm not going to be looking at what I'm missing out. I'm going to be looking at what I'm being blessed with, the opportunities that I have. The more I focus on myself, the more I focus on self-development, I'm not going to be a victim of the fear of missing out. And the problem with social media today is we've made everybody's private life public. So you're sitting here in Mumbai and you're looking at a friend of yours having a great time in Singapore. So the more you're focusing on him in Singapore, you're not going to be able to relish your time in Mumbai. You have a friend who's a couple. They got married. It was their wedding anniversary. And the guy posts a picture with his wife, and like hugging each other and like blah, 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 having a great time. And you're having a tough time with your wife. And then, man, this guy's having a great relationship. I'm missing out on that great relationship. Idiot. That's idiocy, because you don't even know that that guy and that lady who posted a picture of such a romantic gesture with each other had a horrible fight that afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, we can only deal with this FOMO mentality effectively if we shift our attention and focus from others to ourselves. This is how I dealt with FOMO. If I would have focused on my friend in Silicon Valley, I would have thought, God, I'm missing something. Here I am, a life coach, reaching out to thousands, if not millions, trying to do my bit and completely satisfied with what I'm doing.
Rule number 3 is find your purpose.
What does that purpose and connection mean to the generation today, or for any generation for that matter? Mark Twain, he said something very interesting. He said there are two most important days in your life. The first is the day when you were born, and the second is the day when you find out why. Now, loads of us do know when we were born, but to be able to figure out why we were born is an existential question. And when we talk about purpose, there's a lot of people who are trying to figure out what is the answer to this question, why was I born? I surely wasn't born to just pay 30% income taxes. I surely wasn't born just to pay mortgages, liabilities. I surely wasn't born just to escalate myself to the highest rungs of the corporate ladder and feel that achievement and put my chest out and say, hey, I made it. I surely wasn't born just to do that. There's probably something more that I was born for.
Rule number 4 is learn to deal with stress.
I think when we talk about stress, dealing with stress, here are the three things I usually recommend to deal with it. There are 3 S's. The first S being strike a balance in life. All of us, we will have 2 components to our life. The first component is the have-to-dos. About 95% of the people in the world today, for them, their work is a have-to-do. They don't love it. They don't like it. They don't enjoy it. They're just doing it. Why? Because it gives them a paycheck. And I know that a paycheck is important because it pays the bills. You have a family, you have children. And the paycheck is indeed important. Mortgages, loans, EMIs to pay. That's a have-to-do. And have-to-dos cause a lot of stress. Here's my recommendation. You know for sure, whether it's your mom, dad, sibling, wife, husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, child, you know that no human being is perfect. There's going to be a dark side, a side that we don't like in them, which is the have-to-do, the handle part of it. But how do we continue that relationship? We continue that relationship based on our focus on the bright side of their personality. Treat your work as a relationship. Start looking at something bright in your work, something good that you may like, something that you can develop in your work, a liking for, in a way that the have-to becomes handleable. And the
as we always begin, as everything begins. Through the power of our minds, controlling our breathing. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, if you're here, in this moment, in the present, using your gift, the greatest gift you have, The now, I love you. I love you because we're all one. We can all stay in the present and be our true presence. Be the human being we were all born to be. The way we did our best today, this gym period, is the way we can do our best in everything and anything. Including remaining deeply grateful and loving and kind to each other. Helping each other learn, grow, helping each other win together. There's no greater joy than that. There's no greater happiness than that. That's the ultimate truth. You can feel it right now. You were born to win, to be happy, to be peaceful, to simply be your true great self. To enjoy fully this moment right now. And if you do that over and over and over and over and over again, you will always win wherever you go, no matter what.